I'm Jasmine Anderson. We begin with the ongoing search for evidence in the Gilgo serial killings case. Police across the country are searching Rex Heuermann's properties, looking to link him to more unsolved murders. Boxes of potential evidence were taken out of Heuermann's Massapequa Park home again yesterday. More than 200 guns were seized. Investigators also searched storage units in Amityville, and the investigation is expanding. Las Vegas police saying we are currently reviewing our unsolved cases to see if he has any involvement, noting the department is aware Heuermann owns a condo in Vegas. Police are also searching for clues in Chester, South Carolina, where Heuermann owned this undeveloped land. The 59-year-old married Manhattan-based architect is charged with murder in the killings of 3 women whose bodies were found in the Gilgo Beach area in 2010. He's being held without bail and is due back in court next month. Newsday's team of journalists is working around the clock to bring you the latest on the Gilgo investigation. Read more about the case on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Happening today, sentencing expected for a city firefighter from Babylon who killed a teacher in a wrong-way drunk driving crash.
You now know that as a result of your intoxication and reckless actions that night, that Anthony Mariano died as a result of his injuries, which he suffered in the crash that you caused.
Yes.
That's Joseph Norris pleading guilty in May. He admitted to drinking at a Comac strip club for 5 hours before getting behind the wheel in 2020 with a blood alcohol level more than 3 times the legal limit. Norris drove his pickup the wrong way on the Sunken Meadow Parkway, killing Anthony Mariano of Kings Park. He is facing between 5 and 15 years in prison today. Only in Newsday, federal prosecutors say Harindra Singh deserves a shorter prison term because he provided substantial help in the Mangano prosecution. That's according to newly released court documents. Singh, who confessed to bribing former county executive Ed Mangano and ex-city mayor Bill de Blasio, is set to be sentenced next week. He is facing 14 to 17 and a half years in prison, prescribed under sentencing guidelines. A vote today that could make your commute more expensive. The MTA is expected to approve a 4% fare hike for LIRR riders. Tolls could jump as much as 10%. If approved, the changes would take effect after Labor Day. And congestion pricing could take another step forward today. An MTA panel tasked with helping set tolls for the plan is holding its first meeting today. Motorists driving below 60th Street in Manhattan could face tolls of up to $34.50. The program could go into effect next spring. To your money now. The frozen tax roll in Nassau is raising new challenges to the county's assessment system. Macy Egland and Scott Idler have the story you'll see only in Newsday.
Well, Nassau County has frozen the tax roll for 3 years, and that has brought up some new challenges with the county's assessment system. Scott Idler has been working on this story for us. Scott, tell me what's going on lately.
2 major issues going on right now. The homes in Nassau County have soared. The prices have soared since the pandemic. We're seeing homes much higher than what they were assessed at 3 years ago. So that's a concern. They're not in line with the county's assessments. And 2, their county has been issuing mass settlements. So they've been people who grieve, and yes, everyone can grieve. They've been giving 7 out of 10 of those people who are protesting an assessment break. So that's caused inequities. It's shifting the tax burden.
So why isn't the county, efforting any changes to the system at this point?
These are big risks for any lawmaker, right? 3 years ago, 4 years ago, County Executive Laura Curran, the Democrat, tried to reassess all properties. And people said it was very fair, very accurate, but she took a lot of heat. People did not want to see tax increases. So that's one reason why a politician might not want to overhaul the system. They don't want to cause increases for a lot of residents. And 2, the tax firms, which get a cut of these settlements, also are big contributors to some Democrats, but mostly Republican politicians who are in office right now.
So some unhappy residents, and it sounds like more uncertainty ahead.
The assessor resigned. The county has to search for a new one. And we're going to be following all these changes every step of the way. We're also going to be looking at whether the county unfreezes the rolls next year.
Still some questions to be answered, but you're on top of it. Thanks, yes. Scott.
Reading more about Nassau tax assessments on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Sports now. The Jets report to training camp today. All eyes will be on new quarterback Aaron Rodgers as the team opens camp tomorrow. HBO's Hard Knocks cameras will be filming the Jets' every move. The acquisition of Rodgers has raised expectations to an all-time high. They have 6 primetime games this season. We have a crew at camp, and you can read about it. All the updates on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Do you feel lucky? Lottery fever is sweeping the island with 2 jumbo jackpots up for grabs, totaling nearly $2 billion. Let's break it down. Tonight's Powerball jackpot has swelled to $1 billion. That's the 3rd largest in the game's history, and no one hit Mega Millions last night. That means Friday's jackpot will be worth at least $720 million. Good luck, everyone. Your hyperlocal weather now. Here's a look at Cooper's Beach in Southampton. Partly sunny with some showers and storms. Take note, if you're headed to the beach, there is a high rip current risk along our south shore. Highs around 79 degrees tonight. We dry out. Highs around 68. Tomorrow, partly cloudy. Highs around 83 degrees. And here's a look at your future cast here. We could see some rain early this morning, but it won't be a complete washout, so keep that in mind. Look at your 7-day forecast coming up.
Long Island weather is brought to you by King O'Rourke Automotive Group.
Adam Pascal, one of the original stars of Rent, is bringing the show to the stage here on the island. Elisa DiStefano has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
I think I could speak for all of your fans. So happy to have you home and bringing Rent back to Long Island.
Thank you. It's so nice to be home, and it's so nice to be bringing Rent back.
Syosset native Adam Pascal is back home to direct the musical that made him a Broadway star. The original Roger in Rent is collaborating on From Stage to Screen's summer production of the show.
And it's just been the most wonderful experience so far. And I've been gone from New York for so long too, so to be back. I've wanted to direct it just because I'm so intimately familiar with it. It seemed like such a logical thing for me to do. The opportunity to do it here on Long Island, again, it was so fortuitous in the way that it came about. It was like the stars just lined up so well. All right, everybody quiet. Here we go.
Adam has been involved in the entire production process and is currently in rehearsals at the Huntington studio.
I've never been on that side of the casting table before, and so it was amazing. I enjoyed it so much. I was so blown away by just people's desire to want to do this. You know what I mean? And we got so many submissions. Some of them have seen the movie, sure, but yes, there's some 18-year-olds, there's some 20-year-olds. They were definitely not born. Yeah.
Another time, another place, our temperatures would climb. There'd be a warm embrace.
Does it bring you back watching these actors go through the process?
Yeah, sure. Of course, the process is different now, you know what I mean? Because now the show exists. I'm trying to give them an experience of a little bit of what it was like for us to learn the show. Once the cast came together and was assembled on the first day of rehearsal, I had them all learn Seasons of Love because that's what we did, you know, and that really helped galvanize us as a group, and I think it did the same thing for them. It's the show that keeps on giving, you know, and now it's giving in a different way, so I don't miss performing in it, and it's still so in my life, so.
Sure is. Yeah. How many years later?
28.
28 years later.
Yeah.
For Newsday TV, Elisa DiStefano.
A classic coming home. Read more about Rent on Long Island on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. A new grassroots group is helping new moms. It's called Mamas and Minis. It's a story you'll see only in Newsday.
Mamas and Minis was a concept that came to me when I was in the thick of postpartum with my first son. I was suffering postpartum depression, and it was just lonely, and I felt alone. I didn't know a lot of other moms. So I kind of decided on a whim that I was going to ask people to come walk with me and try to meet some moms that way.
It's something that we've created, and we're helping other moms get out of their shell, but also my daughter is getting to live it right along with us. So we come to a farm Friday, she gets to experience the farm. We have a soft play event with a bounce house and snacks. She gets to enjoy that also.
Every meetup, you get together in a circle, you say your name, where you're from, you introduce your kid, and it's just a way for everyone to get comfortable.
Even though it's so hard to have a conversation with toddlers, but you get to like bounce ideas off each other. You get to like share like what you're doing, or like, you know, the next step, what you're looking forward to with like people with older ones.
The most rewarding part of Mamas and Minis for me has been to hear the feedback from other moms and get like text messages and phone calls and have people pull me to the side and just let them know that we've literally changed their life, that they were suffering alone in silence, and now they feel like they could come find people that are experiencing the same things and they don't feel alone. And that to me like means everything, because I know what that feels like and it's terrible. And to know that we could change that for someone else or for thousands of other people just really, it means the world to me.
A huge resource for those first-time moms out there. Read more about Mamas and Minis on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Get more of the stories you've seen on Newsday TV at Newsday.com. Plus breaking news, investigations, things to do, restaurants, and other Long Island news you can't get anywhere else. At Newsday.com, covering Long Island like no one else can.
I'm Jasmine Anderson. Thanks for watching. We'll leave you with a look at your hyperlocal 7-day forecast.